Oh, hello. Welcome aboard the Calypso, friend. I think we've been boarded.
You silly fish is making big mistake.
Incompetent fools!
When you are done, the Calypso will take you home.
What's up, team, and thank you for checking in on us today as we continue on in our Housing Gauntlet farming series. Today we are up with the fantastic Voyage Expedition Tier 2, and with us today making her debut is Miss Marissa Moon here, a level 46 fire wizard. And our carry back here will be our trusty rusty Aaliyah Dark Dreamer, our 140 myth. So back for tier 2. Interestingly enough, or maybe not so interestingly enough, the drops in here for tier 2. Comparing them to tier 1, on tier 1, you got some gear that you could stitch. They didn't really come with any stats or anything. There is no gear listed on Wiki for tier 2 on here. So that's kind of wild and, not motivating. It's not a motivating factor. So we don't have that to worry about. We already know that our gear drop rate's going to be 0, which it was last time. But I assume that they really put some emphasis on the elixir that you get from here, the fishing elixir for an hour. You get increased fishing chance. Because the other stuff in here, you've got a crown pet, frosty fish. You got a couple of mega snacks that you can get. There's one seed that's listed on Wiki that drops, and that's boiled peanuts. I sometimes use that just for lower level, just to get started, but I mean, there's 100 other seeds that you can use, all the same for that. Again, no gear. I assume also another thing is the fish that you can catch here. If you want to just go in there and fish, there's a pond, and then, it's like an island with a pond, and then of course you can fish outside of that pond there. So I think that's really what the emphasis is on here. So yeah, it came out in 2017. The wiki page is, I'm hoping there's not a lot. There's a few things in here that hasn't been posted on there, but I don't know. It's been out for a day or two, so it's probably not the case. But anyhow, I've babbled long enough. Let's go ahead and get in there. Well, we've wrapped up the fun for run number 1, and is this the frosty fish that we've got? No, apparently they do drop the sunbird as well. So, water mole table, sunbird. Let's see, our carry got a sunbird too. Gosh, I guess it's just buy one, get one free today. Okay, let's move along. How did we do on run 2? Looks like a treasure card and a large fish. Well, our carry did get a mega snack, so I guess that's, well, it is what it is. So that's got number 2 in the books. Let's move along. What is it we see for round 3? It looks like a couple of treasure cards and a statue. Whew, goodness gracious. Well, at least our backpack's not getting full of anything. Before we head out the door after run number 4, what was the score? Curving palm tree. Okay. Let's take our curving palm tree and move on to the next one. In the mix is run 6 for, gosh, well, about like the other runs, a diving helmet. Carrie didn't do any better. So, well, at least we've passed. Oh, wait a minute. Was that? Gosh, I'm so disinterested. I'm not even keeping count here. So, well, we're gonna move along. Okay, we got our numbers straightened out there. I was looking at my recordings screen over there, which I shouldn't do because I keep a running list here, but for some reason I looked over there, and so my numbers were off there. So anywho, this is run number 6, and got a tiki statue and a snack. So, well, we're still here for some reason. Maybe that reason will show itself next run. Alright, is this lucky 7? Nope, not lucky number 7 here. So maybe lucky 8? Maybe? How great was run number 8? Oh, okay, so we got a Tiki Kahuna. How about them apples? That's not on Wiki. Sounds like Wiki needs to be updated a little bit. But that's interesting. I haven't really looked at the talents on that one, but I definitely know that Sunbird's a joke. But that's pretty cool looking little guy. Let's see. Well, how does that work? Has they had? Yeah, okay. So that's a pretty cool looking guy. I don't mind him. Probably a pretty good little fire friend. But yeah, pretty. I guess. I mean, compared to what we've gotten so far, this was a pretty great run 8. What kind of time did we have on run 9? We got another diving helmet and a treasure card, so run 9 wasn't so fine. But we've got one more run to see if we can get something wonderful done. So, hey, let's go ahead and get after it. Once again, we have completed run 10. And once again, we've got a diving helmet, and I don't know if we've had a thermic shield, but probably. Yeah, we sure have. So it's once again on everything. Well, team, let's see. We've made it through here, so I'm gonna hop outside, and we will come back and wrap this up with a bow on top. So we are back for the summary portion of our farming of the fantastic Voyage expedition. And one word we can't use to describe it is fantastic. But I guess in some ways we probably could call it fantastic. But, it's interesting. And on the outside here, around this little island here, I think it's just beautiful. I mean, look at those birds. Pretty well done there. That sharp looking boat that or Calypso, I believe it's called, over there. And then I guess you've got a larger island there. These birds get pretty close. And you got a bottle here. Also, you can pick up inside the Calypso, you can pick up, it's like a set of fishing gear or something like that, a housing item if you're interested. But so one thing to mention here is the fishing elixirs do not stack. So you just start over. An hour is all you can get. So even if you roll through there and it takes you 4 minutes to get through there and you've got 56 minutes left, you're just going to roll back to an hour as far as it goes. there aren't very many drops in here, which is, may sound like a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on, what you're looking for. But overall, I'd have to say I wish there was more stuff like that. Because, well, okay, let me step back on that. Judging from the wiki page, there aren't a lot of things that are really farmable, as far as what you're really looking for. Again, I think they're putting a lot of stock in the fishing bonus that you get from here, and I'm not sure where else you can find some of these fish here. There are probably some that are specific to this one, but your back. Well, let's just say this: one of the big things is your backpack is not going to get overflowed with stuff, so that's a good thing there. Also, we did manage to pick up a sunbird and a tiki kalula, I think it's pronounced. So those were not listed on wiki, and surprisingly, the sunbird doesn't drop from a lot of places, which is interesting, I guess. Well, I guess I have an interesting way of using interesting, apparently. So, yeah, Sunbird seems like somewhat of a rare drop, but the talent pool is awful. Just flat awful. The Tiki, I don't know a lot about, but I have seen some of those running around. So, it's one of the better looking ones, I think, just in my opinion. I like the colors and such on it. So, to navigate and get around and run through here, this is one of the tougher ones, because there is, gosh, man, my connection keeps dropping. Heavens. Okay, so I was talking about navigation. It is one of the tougher ones. There's a lot of walking around and inside, and you got to turn this on and that on, and if you compare it again to the Midnight Sun Pagoda, it's a lot trickier. Honestly, I would probably compare this to the Accursed Play as far as navigation goes. Those two are probably the toughest ones out there if you're running two. One other note that I wanted to mention, Captain Jacques, or Jacques, I should probably say Jacques, he runs around with you and gives you a 10% boost in accuracy. So that helps. Well, obviously helps because I didn't fizzle one time in there. So yeah, those were a few notes that I had there. Okay, so the numbers that we have here. Our runtime, we had an average runtime of 4 minutes. Now, the first time that I ran through there took 8, and I just had lost my familiarity with how to run things. I'm looking back on Tier 1. I had several 8-minute runs, so I guess an improvement from that standpoint. I just had one 8-minute run, and actually this go around I had 3 3-minute runs. So we were really clicking at a quick pace there for quite a few of them. So our average run time comes in at 4 minutes. We were able to average 4 minutes. As I crunched the numbers, it was like 4.1, so we're just going to say 4 minutes. And I will say, Miss Moon was a non-participant in a lot of the fights. There were some runs, I guess probably those 3-minute runs, it was only the boss fight. And the reason that I did that was I sometimes I feel like the more you participate, the more you cast, the more rounds, the higher your chances are of getting drops. Without really drops to farm for that you could really see, especially no gear, not even any stitchable gear that you can get in tier 1. I just didn't feel like buying into that superstition and participating in every fight. So that definitely sped things up. So 4 minutes on that. Our go first percentage. Let's see. In tier 1, we got to go first 40% of the time. In tier 2, we bumped that up to 52% of the time. Now, I will say, starting off and through the first 6 runs, it was looking more like tier 1 run as far as our percent chance there. But it started shaking up. Through run 6, it was either you did not go first every fight, or you went first every fight for the first 6 runs. And then after that, we started getting a few more first time runs that, going first that we got to do. So 52% on that. Obviously, there was no gear, at least according to Wiki, there was no gear, and I found the same thing. I was not able to get any gear in there. Again, those 2 pets were really about the only thing. Marissa here did not get a snack. She didn't get a snack. Or excuse me, she didn't get a mega snack. But, yeah, so obviously the gear drop rate is 0%. Just talking about the gold, Marissa increased her gold 10,772 gold pieces. That's how many she acquired through there. And experience points, she gained 19,060 XP points in there. So that's, take that for what that is. But, anywho, guys, we have reached the end of this episode. I hope that you have found something in here informative, maybe entertaining. And again, we appreciate you sticking it out all the way to the end. So we will bid you adieu at this point, and hopefully at some time soon, we will see you in the spiral.